Hey everyone, my name is Tony and welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 of how to model a deck in SketchUp. In part 1, we started with the basic. In part 2, we're going to share a couple of tools that can optimize the entire workflow. And we're going to show you how you can build this extremely fast. Let's dive in. Now, before we continue, I recommend you watch part 1. The link for the video will be in the description. It includes the basics of modeling to support posts, the framing, as well as the deck boards. To finish off the deck, let's add a little detail. Let's make it 2x3. And we'll use the line tool to create a path. Now, right here, I'm actually going to add around the corner. And there's 2 ways we can do this. This is pretty much doing it with SketchUp native tool. You can use the arc to create that round corner. We'll select that path and we'll use the follow me tool to create that detail around the deck. And it will look something like this. So now let's build the profile of our stair stringer, which is going to be 2 feet 11 inches, almost 3 feet. So we'll use the line tool to reference the top of our deck. And for the riser, this is going to be 7 inches. And for the tread is going to be 10 inches. And now we can repeat until it reaches the floor. So we'll copy and then times 6. From there, just close up the shape with the line tool. And then we have our profile. Now I'll turn this into a component and move it to the location of the stairs. So I have 2 on either side. And then we're going to pull this to 2 inches. Let's add 1 more in the middle. And let's also bring the post for structural support. And once positioned, we can just use deep stretch to move the post up. Now, I'm not much of an expert, but hopefully this is correct. So to finish up our stairs, this is the solid for the riser. This is the solid for the treads. We just copy it along the stairs. So earlier in the video, I showed you how to add round corners like this using the SketchUp native tools. But a huge limitation is that you have no control after you've built the object. So now I'm going to show you how to do the same using Bevel. Bevel is an extremely good tool to add round corners to objects. So I'm actually going to pre-select face and edges I want to add bevel to. We're going to activate bevel. We can just click once. So I'll set this to 1/4 inch and 4 segments. As you can see, the result looks pretty good and definitely a more practical and intuitive way of adding round corners to your object. We're not going to do this to the entire model because we don't need to. But I'm going to repeat the same workflow in the other objects I see fit, and we'll end up with something like this. So before we continue, we need to fix the deck boards. Right now, they're running in the same direction as the joist. And realistically, they should be running parallel to the house. So the first thing I'm going to do is unsoften the object so we can see the edges. We then need to rotate this 90 degrees so it's parallel to the house. And just move it in so it fits within the framing. Delete the overlapping boards. And here I'm going to use deep stretch to stretch all these boards out once. Once again, the deck boards should generally run perpendicular to the joists. So let's move over to our railing. I already have a few pre-made components here and a few dimensions that we're going to have to keep in mind. So let's just move this into place. So let's open the assembly dialog settings. I'm going to name our assembly wood rail. So first, let's add the railing post. We'll go to the component tab, hit the plus icon, and then we'll go to pick from model. And we're going to select our post. So let's go ahead and create our assembly. I'll select my curve and then click build along path. And there we have our assembly. And let's also activate live update by double clicking right here. So for our post, we're going to change the spacing. We're going to keep this at 5 feet. So it looks something like that. We have a post on every corner, as well as a couple in a few midsections. So next, we're going to add a horizontal rail. This is going to be a profile member. So we'll move over to the profile, hit the plus icon, and then we'll go to edit profile, which is going to bring up the profile dialog. Next, we're going to select our 2D shape, hit on the plus icon, and we can just call this profile A. We'll change the placement point to bottom middle, and we change extrude mode to follow me. I'll explain what this means later. Once again, select our assembly and activate live update. And as you can see, our first profile is positioned in our assembly. Now, instead of our assembly starting back here, intersecting the post, we wanted to start at this face. So we're going to change the starting setback to maybe 3.5 inches. And as you can see, the profile is also not placed in the center, so we can adjust the left and right offset to -2 inches to bring this up to here, and then the up-down offset to 4 inches to move it up in our assembly. So we'll end up with something like this. Now, because we need 2 more of these profiles, we're just going to duplicate this one. So we'll click on this icon to make a copy. We can enter an up-down offset here to 2 feet 8 inches. It's going to give us that right there. Once again, it's always a good idea to, rename your profile. So we'll profile A, we'll go here and rename profile B. So profile B, we're going to edit. I'm going to change this to 180 degrees. So we end up with something like that. And we're going to make another copy. This one is going to be 3 inches. That's actually not high enough, so I'm going to adjust the up-down offset to 3 feet 6 inches, and right there is perfectly fine. Next, we're going to add the vertical balusters, which is this component right here. We'll go back to our component, add a new component, pick from model, select the assembly, update, and you can see the balusters right there. So now let's adjust a few settings. For the up-down offset, it's going to be 5 inches. We'll change the spacing to 4 inches. To move this in the center, left-right offset will be -1.5. So we end up with something like this. And for this little corner, we can just select that line right there. And we'll add the assembly there as well. Now, as you can see, not everything looks correct. So we'll definitely have to adjust a few settings to make sure everything works properly. So adding the balusters as a component might be a great idea at first, but it's a little bit limited if you want to have more control. For example, I like there to be a consistent distance between the start and end of the balusters. And overall, I just want them to feel more consistent. So that's where we're going to pause for part 2. There are still a lot of adjustments we need to do to make sure our railing assembly works properly. We also need to extend our assembly to the stairs. So that's going to be the focus of part 3. And that's going to be all for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed part 1 and part 2 of how to model a deck in SketchUp. As always, be sure to check the description for any useful links or related content. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.